As much as you may be focused on creating selections, in a variety of situations you'll actually need to deselect. In other words, to clear an existing selection. And of course, sometimes you need to bring that selection back, or hide a selection from view. We'll take a look at all of these options in this lesson. Instead of creating a selection from scratch, in this case I've saved a selection, so I'll go ahead and choose Select Load Selection from the menu. From the Load Selection dialog, I'll choose the water selection that I had previously saved and click OK. This gives me a selection of the water in this image. But then I suddenly realized that before I apply an adjustment to just the water, in the interest of enhancing contrast for example, I'd like to clean up some of the reflections that are a little bit bothersome to me. So I'm going to choose Select Deselect from the menu in order to get rid of this selection. I'll then add a new layer and I'll call that layer Cleanup. And I'm going to use the Spot Healing brush to clean up a few things on the water here that I'd prefer to get rid of. Once I've got that cleanup work finished, I'm ready to put my selection to use. So now I'll go to the Select menu and choose Reselect. As long as I hadn't created another selection in the meantime, or created a new layer mask, my existing selection of the water will be reselected. Of course, in some cases, when I'm working on a selection, it gets to be a little bit distracting, and so I might prefer to hide the selection from view. To do so, I can choose View Extras from the menu to turn off the extras, which include selections. To bring it back, all I need to do is choose View Extras once again. And note, by the way, that there are keyboard shortcuts for all of these commands. For deselecting a selection, we can press Ctrl-D on Windows or Command-D on Macintosh. To reselect, we simply add the Shift key, Shift-Ctrl-D on Windows and Shift-Command-D on Macintosh. And to hide or reveal a selection, we can press Ctrl-H on Windows or Command-H on Macintosh. Sometimes deselecting a selection means you've made a mistake and you need to start over. And other times, deselecting simply means you're moving on to another stage of your workflow. Regardless, being familiar with the deselect and reselect commands, as well as the ability to hide a selection, can be very helpful when optimizing your images.